October 23rd. Hope your Monday's going great. Depending on when you're watching it, could be Tuesday for that. All that matters. But thank you for joining us, and we thank all of you for hitting the message board to make this Daily Dose possible at pwrshow.com. You can also go to maxsportsonline.com and get information there as well. But we thank all of you from across the world for making this program the most watched wrestling program via the internet. Start with some of your emails for the 23rd here of October. This is from Sean in Houston, Texas, which is a great city and a crazy freeway system. It says, Sean here, I want to start off by saying that I am a big fan of the show. My question is, who would you guys enjoy seeing The Undertaker face this year at WrestleMania? Of course, everybody has mentioned Edge, which wouldn't be a bad idea, but I think Edge is at a point where he should be main event the show this year instead of jobbing The Undertaker. Your thoughts? The Undertaker has got that streak where I might be wrong, it's like 12, 13 in a row. It's a streak that most likely, I believe it's now 14. I missed a couple there. But basically, that's a streak I think that it'll never change. And for The Undertaker to have someone in that type of, whether it be a main event or whatever, what wrestler would it be? If he's going to keep the streak going, it's going to be someone that, that feud will end at that point. But if it's going to be like main event material and something that they can market, which for WrestleMania they try their best at, it's going to have to be someone, in my opinion, along the lines of Stone Cold Steve Austin. Someone that you can say, or a wrestler that maybe has an undefeated streak going or a certain streak going that you can come up against Undertaker and say, I'm going to beat that streak, and you're going to go down and lose. But I believe the Undertaker's never going to have. I think that streak's going to go on until he retires, which could be very soon. But my guess, who I'd like to see, would be Stone Cold Steve Austin. But the Undertaker's been in so many gimmicks against his brother Kane, and the twin Undertaker, I believe was one of those early WrestleManias. The Giant Gonzalez, all of those guys, the number of casket matches this guy's had, it's to a point where he has to be a wrestler that they can market well. In my opinion, would be Stone Cold Steve Austin. And then Edge, I agree with you. Edge should be a main event. It could be John Cena. Could be Triple H, depending on how far DX goes. But Sean, thanks a lot for your question, and you can go on from there. Next one comes from Rich in Orange County, California. Hey guys, I'm a big fan of your show. After seeing Kurt Angle's video interview in TNA, it made me realize that a lot of people who moved to TNA seem to be voicing their bitterness towards WWE, similar to how a lot of wrestlers who moved to WWE were voicing their bitterness towards WCW. If I remember correctly, wrestlers were bitter towards WCW because of WCW's mismanagement of talent. Now wrestlers are bitter towards WWE for more or less the same reason. Does that mean that today's WWE is just as corrupt as yesterday's WCW? Also, does that mean that overcrowdedness in companies is the biggest contributor to wrestling bitterness? These are great questions. To answer all of them, it would probably take me a while. Basically, what I look at WWE as the New York Yankees. Someone that has a lot of money, they'll spend a lot of money towards certain wrestlers, and then when their contract is up, see you later. Or if there's a bit of something that's going to cause controversy that's not good controversy, they'll let it go. Kurt Angle's move to TNA, which was shocking to me, because I thought he'd come back to wrestling. I didn't think he'd come back that fast. That, for Kurt Angle to kind of voice his bitterness towards WWE is just his opportunity to vent. I think Vince McMahon is the type of person that it doesn't matter. Matter of fact, I think he enjoys it when other people in other organizations mention WWE. That's just free publicity. It's just their time to vent. You saw that with the Dudley Boys when they left, how they would make certain references to where they came from. The guys just need to move on. It's their time to vent. So I don't think it's bitterness. And then finally, mismanagement at WCW. A lot of it had to do with the people who were running in the back. They had the money. Ted Turner didn't want to spend it. Rich, thank you very much for your question, and hope to more. Daily Dose for Monday, October 23rd. See you tomorrow. Visit once again www.show.com and send in your questions. We'll see you tomorrow night on the Daily Dose.